Warning. It is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions LLC and the Working Perspectives podcast that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You have been warned, so if you decide to listen to the recording, then don't complain about the language.
One female they dubbed White Gladys. They think White Gladys was believed to have suffered a critical moment of anger through a traumatic event in which she was either ran over by a boat or had a collision with a boat or something traumatic happened where it flipped a behavioral switch that cognitively turned her entire perspective, right? So she's an elder and she's been doing this. So now they're pretty sure that the young whales that ride in her, I think they call it a pod, the younger ones in the pod have now not only learned from how she acts, but they're imitating her. So they're cultivating a whole crew that anytime they see a boat, they come in for blood. It went from never having a single attack in recorded history. So they think at this point in the last, since late 2020, 1 in every 100 boats is not getting incapacitated or anything, but it's getting banged into or some giant meat missile in the sea is banging into my boat through the Straits of Gibraltar, which is a...
Hi, hello, how are you? On the show today, we're going to be bringing you topics from around the globe. The topics are going to fall under 3 different categories. The categories are Stupid Is as Stupid Does, Incredibly Incredible, and Sports and Speds. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Strong Stem Steve Cabot and Lasmeeshma Liam Reese. Strong Stem, how we doing, my good man?
Listen, I was going to shout out my guy, my boy, my mentor, Mr. Anthony Stagliano for this dope Escape the Rock wrestling shirt. But then as I'm looking in the camera, it's kind of got a Jimmy Long neck. And I'm a little offended he gave it to me like that.
A little bacon neck.
Jesus.
Yeah, that hurts. That's tough. Sorry about that, pal.
Yeah, shout out Stags.
Shout out Stags. Fan of the show, listen to the show. Lashmoosh, how are you, sir?
I am fantastic, dude.
Fantastic. Love it. Very nice. Well, speaking of being fantastic, this is the Working Perspectives podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's all objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live, then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. Would you share it? Would you share it? Would you share it? Working Perspectives.
All right, like we said on the show today, we're going to be bringing you topics from around the globe. Steve and Liam are going to break those topics into 3 different categories. The categories are Stupid Is as Stupid Does, Incredibly Incredible, and Sports and Speds. Let's get right into it with the first category. We're going to kick it to you, Liam. What do you have for Stupid Is as Stupid Does?
Stupid Is as Stupid Does. We're going to Louisville, Kentucky. A man shot his roommate for eating the last Hot Pocket, police say. The Louisville Metro Police arrested 64-year-old Clifton Williams on Sunday after they said he shot his roommate following an argument in the neighborhood. Williams' roommate had eaten the last Hot Pocket, so he started firing tiles at him. So the argument started, you know what I mean? He's throwing floor tiles, wall tiles at him, whatever. And the you know what I mean? The argument starts heating up and everything. The roommate's like, whoa, this guy's freaking out about Hot Pockets. I'm out of here. He turns to run. Dude, Clifton is not having it. Aims, cocks, shoots him right in his ass. The roommate makes it out of the house, crawls a couple blocks or a couple houses, and they get him medical attention. He's actually fine, but Williams is being charged with assault and ordered not to have any contact with the victim, so he can't go back. So he
Makes
can't
sense.
go back to his apartment, and his bond is only set at $7,500, which I thought
That's
was
not bad.
kind of crazy.
Now,
for shooting
it
someone over a
10%?
hot pocket.
Is it 10% of that, or is it 10% of 75?
Well,
Yeah, maybe it's like
He's
$750
at
he has to come
75,
up
and
with.
then he has to come up with, or no, he has to come
It's
up with
always 10%.
Yeah,
It's 10%. So if it was
but if it's
7,500,
7,000,
it would be
so
10%.
But so it's not 75. It's not 75,000. It's 7,500 is the bail, and he has to come up with 750.
Probably. That's what.
that's
Yeah,
not
because it's
bad.
always 10%. It's always
That's not
10%.
bad. That's not bad,
If
Damn.
he's shooting someone over a hot pocket, I don't think he has 750, bro.
bro.
Or he should be released. Or
Yeah.
be released.
What flavor hot pocket was it? Do we know? If is
Ooh,
it
No.
the
is it the
pepperoni
pepperoni?
joint?
I was just gonna say the pepperoni
Stop.
gimmick's pretty fucking good.
It
So-
is. It is.
So I was thinking about this, and I was like, yo, hot pockets are something that, like, when I was a kid, I liked them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like after
Yeah.
school or whatever, it's like a quick thing
Yeah.
you can make because you were out, you missed dinner, and your parents are pissed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can
And
just
you're
throw
poor.
that in the microwave
Sure.
real quick. But dude, have you had a hot pocket lately? They're terrible.
Oh,
Terrible.
They're
they're
not
awful.
good.
That's
dude.
garbage.
They're
food.
really bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like really bad.
Dude,
Like, you
I
ever make the
remember-
mistake, you bang out with one too quickly and it just melts the roof of your mouth
Oh,
away?
yeah,
bro.
yeah. Many
Yes.
times, many
Bubble.
times as a
Oh,
child.
yeah. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Liam?
Nah, I just like I had one like as an adult, probably like I don't know, at this point, Layla's been alive for 8 years, so I want to say, she must have been pretty young then.
Yeah.
Maybe like 5-6 years ago, I think I
Yeah.
had one. And dude,
Yeah.
I remember it being awful, dude.
Oh.
Like really bad.
Garbage food. You're 100% right. Do you remember
Nope.
Do you remember taquitos or and I think they had what was the roll gimmicks they had at 7-Eleven? You know what I'm talking about? They're like
Yeah,
taco rolls.
yeah.
Bro. Dude, I remember when I lived in Manayunk, I lived on Markle Street and there was a 7-Eleven around the corner and we would
Right
get
next to a cemetery.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right across. Yeah. Right by the Kendrick Rec. Yeah.
And the diner.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the 7-Eleven, right? We would go like you get all high. And I remember one time I think I got like 3 of those things, bro. I was so fucking sick because it's
God.
garbage.
It's so bad for you.
Oh, it's so garbage,
Dude, I feel like if I ate one of those 7-Eleven Johns right now, I would have heartburn
Oh,
for the next like 12 hours from
For
eating
sure.
something like that.
bro.
And
Yes.
hold on, the one part of this story I didn't want to breeze past is he shot the guy in the ass. Now I never knew this because I never shot nobody because I'm not fucking that crazy, right? But there was a thing I saw an article before, and it was talking about guys in Philadelphia and like the gun violence, and they were purposely trying to shoot when they shot at you in the ass because it's a very awful wound to come back from. Usually, like 90% of the time, you get a cloth bag because you can't sit on the toilet. They'll shove a fucking tube up your asshole and you shit in the fucking tube, and you can't like sit for a long time. Like to get shot in the ass is a fucked up ordeal for like the recovery. You can obviously you're gonna be okay as long as it doesn't hit like a
Right.
femoral artery, whatever.
Right.
But when you get hit in the ass, it is a awful like 3-4 months recovery with what has to happen. They had like a giant article. This was in like the Daily
Wow.
News like fucking 15 years ago, and I never forgot it. But this guy
Dude.
shot him in the ass. That's not nice.
No, God, no. That's awful. I mean, now that you put it like that, though, it's like I remember John Runyon. John Runyon played a whole year with a broken tailbone. He played a whole season,
dog.
dude.
That's crazy, dude.
And, like,
that is so
like,
crazy the
he
way
had
some
the-
of these guys play through stuff. like that.
Barbarian.
right.
Yeah.
And like, dude, think about that. That one, he didn't get pancaked, so he's like, I don't got to fucking worry about broken tailbone because John Runyon doesn't get pancaked. But two, dude, he like had to sleep in a recliner, so it's the same thing. If you get shot in the ass, like how uncomfortable is that? Like right now, all of us are sitting down. Wouldn't be able to do it. You know what I mean? Like
Nope.
now that you
Nope.
put it that way, god damn.
So do you
And now
always
remember-
just have to like lay back, I guess, and like
or on your stomach or like some type, you know.
Oh.
Now I do know that John Runyon also did that while going against Michael fucking Strahan 2 times a year.
Yeah.
Shout out
Yeah.
Runyon.
Shout
out,
out, dude. Dude, he used to, they said he was, also, I love this. I don't know if you remember this. Like, when Andy Reid was the coach, they would announce the players on either offense or defense, right? So
Right,
if like you
right.
went to a home game, they would have the tunnel and then the team would come out and then they would announce either the offense or
Right.
the defense, right? And like, when it was defense, it was the best because everyone went
'Cause
fucking
dog.
nuts for Dawkins.
Because dog.
Nuts for Dawkins, right? But Runyon, people went real hype for Runyon.
Oh yeah.
And like, you know how like guys would come out of the tunnel and they're doing like the like getting their hands up or whatever and like pumping the crowd. John Runyon beelines it right out of the
full
tunnel.
sprint.
Full sprint. I remember I was like, dude, this guy does not mess around. And he was
awesome.
A big son of a bitch.
Awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, that's how tough he was. But yeah, I think you're 100% right. Getting shot. One, it's also kind of like
insulting,
Exactly.
Like
it's nothing to brag about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, totally insulting. I couldn't agree more. Good shit, Liam. So
and what happens when you have to take a shit?
Dude.
Like, again, like we'll go past like say forget the cloth bag, you don't get that, but like I'm confused. You have to hover over the bowl, and then people forget your ass isn't just meat; it's a muscle. There's a glute in there, so that's part of the muscle. When you pop like that has to be in pain. Now you're trying to like hover over the toilet while you shit, and now I have to wipe my ass and push that fucking toilet paper against my fucked up ass butt cheek. Yeah,
and then try to stand up again too. And that's
a nightmare,
dude. Yeah, that is a nightmare.
And after, if he was also partaking in eating the Hot Pockets, I'm sure he had a doo-doo lot the next day or two.
Oh, yeah, for sure. If his diet consisted of anything with Hot Pockets in it, it was a nightmare.
It's a liquid poo-poo.
But wait, he threw... So, just to backtrack, Liam, the guy steals the last...
The floor tiles we completely went over to.
Yeah. I was just going to say, they had floor tiles. Like, did he rip them? I guess he ripped them up and started throwing
He went King Kong and just pulled the...
So I'm assuming they may have had work done in their house, and a lot of times there's like one stack of tiles left or something. Like a lot of times the contractors will leave it because the people bought it or whatever, and they leave a couple extra too. Because what if you fuck one of them up,
break them, crack them,
matches and everything? I'm thinking it was something like that. He opened a closet, saw like, oh, we got extra tiles, it's on, and then started chucking them at the guy.
I like where your head's at, but mine goes Louisville, Kentucky. I immediately go, they're smoking meth. And Gorilla Monsoon just started peeling them up out the bathroom because
that's possible
fuck
too.
These tiles.
Very possible. Very, very possible.
That is very possible. You're right.
Yeah. Dude, that is, I mean, I wonder too, like, did he warn him? He's like, listen, Gary, I'll tell you. If you take the last Hot Pocket one more time,
I'll fucking shoot you in the ass.
I'll fucking shoot you. I'll tile you and I'll shoot you.
Well, we've all had roommates, dude. We've all had roommates. How infuriating is it when you think you have leftovers or you think you have something? You go to get it and you're like, you motherfucker, I got like $2.50 left. Like that was my dinner tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
motherfucker.
It'll make you mad.
Yeah. Oh, dude, for sure. You'll kill someone they eat. Yeah. You lose a lot of friends that way, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. And that, like, especially too, if you have a buddy that like he never gets food and he's always mooching, like that guy, that's the kind of person you're like, dude, get the gas.
Gives you rent 4 days late. You're like, come on.
Yeah. I think we've all lived with a guy like that.
Oh yeah.
All right, nice. All right, awesome, Liam. Great way to start off. Stupid is and stupid does. Strong Sam, going to you, babe. What do you got for stupid is and stupid does?
I think you said before, Matt, you brought something up about the percentage of stories in the great state of Florida.
Dude, yes.
Nice.
We back in better than ever, and we go into the tip, just the tip. You heard me?
Just the tip.
Oh.
So good old LaKembrick Hannah, 31, of Miami, is being charged with 1 count of theft of emergency medical equipment for stealing a Miami-Dade County fire truck that was being used for training. So the Miami Mario Andretti decides to jump behind the wheel of this fucking truck, bangs into a Opa-laka cop car, beelines it, right? He takes off, wants to see what the capabilities are on this thing, so he jumps, of course, on the Florida Turnpike. Where else are we going to figure out what this thing can do? You know what I mean? You want to make it dance.
Sure.
He gets on the highway. Old Hot Wheels Hannah then headed north, dipped out of Dade County, crossed onto Broward County, where more police joined the chase. Now, Mr. LaKembrick kept the party going by driving out of Bradford County and into Palm Beach County, where the 2-hour chase finally came to an end. Now, when old Need for Speed was in front of the judge after they arraigned him, he said, I'm blurted out, I'm authorized to drive it. I got CDLs.
Oh,
but she wasn't lying. He does have a CDL. They checked it. He does.
So.
Still, I don't know if that gives you authorization to steal a fire truck, but it does give you the authorization to drive. Right.
Right.
Then So the judge then turns around and sets bail at 10% of $25,000. Now, this Rhodes Scholar happened to blurt out as the judge dropped his sentence on him. Before I leave, I just have to ask, where do you expect me to get $2,500 from? The judge says, I don't know. He replies back, you don't care or you don't know. Where the judge looked back and firmly said, I don't know. So shout out to fucking LeKembrick over here.
Bro.
Miami's finest.
Bro, if that's one person you do not want to piss off, it's the goddamn judge. Tell you that.
Yeah,
right now. You are.
Where do you think I'm supposed to come up with $2,500? And dude was like, I don't fucking. That's not how this works.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You should have thought of that when you stole a goddamn
dog. And I'm like, I know fire trucks, they're emergency vehicles. Like most of them have very large diesel engines that are all souped up with bigger like they can move and haul.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, like, there was nothing in the article about how fast he hit, what the chase was, but it was 2.5 hours, so I can't imagine it being, the fastest thing. They did go it did span 3 counties. They literally started in Miami and ended up in like Boca Raton. It was fucking, my man went, he went from the tip to mid shaft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think he did the classic, like we always talk about, like where you act like you're pulling over and then
turn the lights on while he did it?
Yeah.
I don't know if this has the capability. I'd be like, because we're going to go, we might as well go balls to the wall. I'd be extending the ladder and shit. Spraying hoses.
Dude,
yeah.
Does he have
Hit
control
all
of
the
the
switches,
water?
yo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hit all the switches.
Yeah. I'd be,
Fuck it.
same. Let's work this motherboard. Do whatever we can. Yeah. I'm 100% with you. Dude, I'll tell you though, that's like a childhood fantasy come to life. Right? Am I right? Like we've all wanted to drive the fire truck.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I would love to ride, like, you know how the trash guys do it too? They ride and hold on to the back.
On the back.
Like, I want to be that guy.
I always was excited by the guys in the inner city that have the steering wheel in the back because I have to be able to whip the fucking the bull in the back that does you sit in that little ass hut all the way in the back of the truck. That shit dope.
Dude, you're right. I would like to drive where you're like outside on
in
top.
The back.
That looks cool. Yeah, you're right. That does look cool.
Now here's the other thing. This is a neon. Isn't like our typical red ones. This is that neon, like light green, yellowish one, like the color of the Gatorade that half the people call green, half the people call yellow. It's that color.
Yeah.
So as he's driving it, the most Florida thing I've ever seen. People were just like, oh, what's happening to cop cars coming up? It's probably some wild shit. Oh, it's just a guy in a fucking fire truck. Does that say Miami-Dade? He's only, 2 hours away from where we're supposed to be, but
Oh my God.
he's in Palm Beach and shit too. You know the amount of money and old white people that are probably like, is there a fire, honey? You're like, no, there's only one dude driving. I don't think it's a fire.
Yeah.
No crew on the truck.
Seinfeld's parents are like, oh, Miami-Dade, this must be bad. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's nuts. That's so funny, though, man. I'd love to.
Shout out Florida.
If he's like,
percentage.
I would love if he's driving by and he's just like waving to people and honking the horn and like doing all like that'd be great. He's like, hey guys, just driving the truck.
And remember, to jump this off, the smelling salt to this whole chase. The second he jumped in it, because they were doing like a training exercise, so they had it running. He jumps in it, takes off, nails a cop car, then jumps on the highway and says, let's rock.
My Lanta.
Hell yeah.
Nice. That's pretty good.
Now,
awesome.
This is the last thing.
Yeah.
How the fuck's he get how's he get 10% of 25,000 bail for that?
I mean, the damage of the cop car alone, right? Like,
dog, it's I know that, like I said, the one charge was about stealing or theft of emergency medical equipment.
Yeah.
What about grand theft auto? What about a felony? Like, they didn't say any of those, and that didn't come up. Like, were they just this is Florida fucks, Florida out here just doing Florida shit. He was like, you make a come up with 2,500. Oh, you out. You back to another fire truck. Fuck it,
dude. Florida being Florida, bro, the best. Florida, dude.
$500 bail. Yeah,
that's the best. Nice, awesome, good shit, man. Way to start it off. Great. Stupid is as stupid does. Let's go to incredibly incredible. Lasmeeshma, kicking it to you. What do you got for incredibly incredible?
Okay, so we're gonna head to Waldorf, Colorado.
Ooh.
Officers arrested 4 juveniles and 2 adults who were traveling in stolen Hyundais. But when a guardian arrived to pick up the teenagers, she too showed up in a stolen Hyundai.
Solid.
So police spotted 2 of those cars that they did like a computer check, and it confirmed that they were stolen. They saw it in a business parking lot. So like we've heard so many times before. Now this is like people in one of the stolen Hyundais. They pull over and they do like the all right, we give up, and they take off again, just like our boy in the fire truck.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the guardian and a guardian of some of the teens and 2 other females show up and pick up the teens, and they speed off. They take off, and they almost hit the officer. Like, so they pick them up, and they're like, "Okay, we just need your name." And everything. They're like, "Scar."
He's like walking up to the window, and they take off.
I guess they wanted to like run the car or whatever, because they're like, "Hey, now we're in another new Hyundai." So my question is, and I want to kick this to Steve, is I'm reading this article, and then this got me into like other articles and everything. And there is like a surge of thefts in Kias and Hyundais. And what I'm reading is they lack an engine immobilizer, which prevents the starting without a matching key. Is that what's happening here? They're just cheaping out on a like that. You know, that those like C3 keys or whatever they're called. Is that what it is? Is that what the issue is?
Like the push button gimmick?
Well, that's part of it. But Liam, you couldn't have hit a bullseye harder. What they did was chintz out on the line, which it required in America, is what they call an immobilizer. An immobilizer is a small little chip that sits inside your ignition cylinder, and it recognizes the chip from your key. So they got rid of those. So when you get rid of those, the reason why is that's why, even though I have a Hyundai key, it looks just like yours, and say it's a fob, not like an actual stick in and turn. It's a push button. Yeah. I can still start yours, right? Because there's not this immobilizer. What the immobilizer does too is if I go to steal your car and I break the fucking steering column, there's an immobilizer that will instantly, unless there's a chip in that car, it will never let you steal it. Well, now that it's not there, they break the column, jab a screwdriver in there, and fucking turn it, and it starts right the fuck up.
Yeah, so that's what I was reading.
And all these companies would have got away with it until a couple kids figured it out, put it on TikTok. Next thing you know, every city in America, everyone.
Wow.
I've seen things on like Kensington Beach, shout out Kensington Beach, where there's out on like the far northeast, there's literally 60 shells of stolen fucking Hyundais and Kias that didn't have the immobilizers. It's a nightmare for them. Now the FDA's coming down on them.
So I've seen some of the videos. I looked on YouTube. These kids are just like they're like showing it on the YouTube video of like, he's right. They're just doing it old school. They're ripping the steering column out, and then you just need to find something that will fit and turn the ignition, and then the ignition starts, and bang, you have access to the car at that point.
Wow.
Also, some of the way they're getting rid of it is, I guess, they cheaped out also on if you smash the back window, the alarm won't go off. Like if you smash the first 4 windows or the windshield, the alarm will go off. But they cheaped out and didn't put the alarm in the back window or something. So
like the back, like small window, like, or the windshield, back windshield.
The rear window. It's the back, the rear window. They're bringing
the windshield. Jesus.
But most cars, people don't know this. I would say 90% of cars, the alarm doesn't go off if you smash a window. Usually, unless you have like a aftermarket alarm. That'll sense that. Your stock ones, when they do go off, this is funny. I could break the window, no alarm. The second I reach in and unlock it from the outside and open it, it senses that you do that. Then it goes off.
No, you're right, because when you lock your keys in your car, when you open it, it goes off. It goes off right away.
Yes.
You're right. Yes. That is what happens.
So that's what they cheaped out on those too.
Steve, is when you're talking about the immobilizer, so say like for instance, I have a Honda Accord, as you know, obviously. I start the car.
Put the yoga mat in the front.
Right. Well, one time, but either way, I start the car and I have my keys in my pocket. Right. I get out of the car and I go back in the house. I hear it beeping, like the car will beep. That's the indicator of like, look, hey man, get too far away. This thing's
the chip's gone. Yes.
Okay. Yep. All right. Now I see. Okay.
That's the immobilizer.
Okay.
Because otherwise, any guy that had a similar model, say he had the same year, same model as you, without an immobilizer, I could walk over and basically almost start your car. Now, again, it still has some ins and outs, but the big thing that's still like
doesn't take
happen.
Much. Yeah.
The big thing is not recognizing a chip at all, and I could just steal your car like we're in the 1970s.
Dude,
I think
crazy,
I'm not positive on this. So fuck you people that are listening and try to like fucking tell me I'm wrong.
Right.
I'm pretty sure 1996 where they instituted what they call the OBD2, where I can connect the thing to your car and it reads the PCM and the ECU immediately, the brains of the car, like the computer, right?
Mhm.
Every person, that's when you go and get your car to get an emissions test. They plug that thing in. Any car from 1996 and newer has what they call an OBD2 connector, where you can connect almost like a laptop and a USB directly to the brains of the vehicle. It'll tell me anything, like, you know, how fast you were going, blah, 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 all that shit. That same year is when they started with immobilizers, being able to, like, you know, prevent theft and, you know, keep cars kind of like its own thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I know that had to be like that. Obviously that has to be a massive deterrent for Hyundai to cheap out and get rid of that. That's just like the amount of like insurance that has to be paid out on that is unreal. And
Dog,
also, it's all Hyundai's fault.
It is.
Oh.
Yeah, I read all about it. It's all like Hyundai and
Philly-
Kia are catching so much shit for this. 'Cause in cities all across America, this shit is happening, dude. They're it's like fun because they know they're young and they're not going to do like real jail time for it.
Yeah.
So it is insane what they're
and
doing
regulations nowadays, like for instance, what the people call the GTR, right? Godzilla. It's a Toyota ridiculously fast car. Like cars like that couldn't come to America for a long time because we have the most stringent safety requirements. We're like, you know, you have to go through all these like inside pack, side impact, this impact, airbag.
Yeah.
And so all these cars that are dope from other countries couldn't come over because in like Germany and Japan, they don't give a fuck. They let you do 1,000. If you crash, you die. It's your fault. Right? So they have all those things. So this is the same way. This was a mandated thing in America. So they're like kind of entangled now in some real fucking shit where every car in America was required to have an immobilizer. When this did come out in Philadelphia, there was a certain neighborhood in Philadelphia that was so bad. The what do you call that guy? Like the councilman of that fucking sector was handing out free clubs because they could start your car, but now I can't steer it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they were giving out free clubs. They're like, yo,
the red thing from back in the 90s.
Dude, I have a club.
Yes.
I have a club in my car. Two reasons why is because I don't know, Steven, I was told this, but my Honda Accord, I have an airbag in the steering wheel.
And they want to steal it so bad.
Dude, it's
they'll
like
get $5,000 for it.
Yeah. That's the number one thing with Civics and Accords. Yeah. With Civics and Accords, they won't steal the car.
Airbags.
They'll all you do is break the driver window, pop the airbag out of the steering window, and they're gone. So that's the number one reason I got a club. You know.
Yeah. And they do two things with those. The first one's fantastic. The second one not so cool. The first one is some Cholo bull is going to make his S10 sit on the ground with air shocks by using your airbag. The other one is some Russian dude is selling it out of a junkyard to a place that had an accident. And all I have to say I had a small fender bender with my Honda. Airbag blew. That's very expensive. He'll sell it to you for super cheap. You put that back in, put a new fender on it, sell it for a ton of money. So it's either a Russian bull or a Cholo that's got the dopest low rider you ever seen, yo.
Nice.
Dude, that's gangster. But dude, it's crazy how like small shit like that, like the Hyundai is just ruining so many people's like their stock, and like the amount of Hyundais bought has to be tanking at if this keeps getting out, right?
Oh yeah.
That was only
until these stories stop.
A certain amount of years.
What's that?
It was only a certain amount of models and a certain amount of years.
So I think it said like 2011 to 2022.
Right. Certain models. It's like
11 years worth?
No, he's right, but it's not every model. It's certain models.
Okay.
It's like the Kia Forte, like the Hyundai Elantra. It's like certain models.
There's
like
like
their low end.
Elantras.
It's like their
the
low end
Elantra's
A
the
to
big
B
one.
cars. You
Yes,
know what I mean?
the low end ones. Yes,
they're cheap cars, like what I have. But I wouldn't be surprised if mine did the same thing.
No,
you know?
yeah. I think you're safe.
Did you guys know this too? I didn't know this. Is that, and I just found this out from my neighbors, that your child isn't allowed to sit in the front seat until
he's 12 or some shit.
Yeah.
I
Illegally.
didn't, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know, dude. I was sitting in the front seat when I was 6 years old.
That was in 1988.
Yeah.
No one cared.
We're almost 40, dog. That was 35 years ago.
I'm just saying. What?
Parents were also hotboxing the car with cigarettes with the windows up, and everyone thought it was fine. Like,
what has
it's a different
changed
time
since then, though? Like,
Dad with a Bud Heavy in the cup holder.
Oh my god, dude! I'm just saying, right? Like, I don't think. I mean, the
You know what the big thing that changed was? One of the big things? An airbag.
right?
And when
Yeah.
an airbag comes out, you ever been hit by an airbag?
Oh yeah, bro. They
Dog, I
fuck
had
you
rug
up.
burn down the side of my face. It looked like
yeah.
someone fucking... That shit will
Dude.
fuck you up.
Oh yeah, dude. The accident got nothing. The airbags fucking crushed me.
Fuck your face up, yo. Oh, my
burned and
God.
everything.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
you know where they really get you though. This is where they really get you having a kid. This is like a big money thing. I think whoever is big car seat or whatever, big car seat company, right?
Greco or whatever.
Greco, yeah.
Greco, yeah.
The fact that it's a state mandated thing that one, your car seat expires, which is fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
because there's no way.
It is
no way
bullshit.
that expires.
Wait.
And two,
they expire?
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes,
you can't.
Steve.
Yeah. You can't get a used car seat. And then two, the fact that your kid has to be in a car seat until they're like,
73.
like 8 or something.
Nah, Layla's old enough now. If you're 8, if you're 8,
okay.
you're good to go.
Well, okay, but still 7. And the thing is, it's not one car seat. Eventually, they're sitting in like a fucking NASCAR chair.
The booster joint.
It's nuts. Like my daughter's chair looks like she's going to F1 or something.
And hold on, don't they? This was my favorite because I don't have kids, so I don't know. But through my nieces, they start you out facing the back of the wheel.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, the smile on a kid's face when they become that age where they turn the seat around and they're like, hold on, why were y'all making me look in the corner when I could look out the window and shit? Like, what the fuck?
Not only like that creates a whole nother line of products because you need like a mirror to look at the kid.
Yeah,
dude. But
a stick to poke them in case they get out of line.
But
probably not that.
But the fact that big car seat was able to get into Congress and get this law passed to have these like they're just whoever Graco's got to be a congressman or something.
Guarantee it's a Clinton company.
Yeah,
it's Hillary.
Up.
It's just companies just bribe to get whatever they need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, pass this law and we'll be fucking set forever. Because guess what? They expire. A fucking plastic car seat expires. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Did I open a sealed like package? Was this thing airtight? Like, what are you talking about? It expires,
bro. It's
metal, plastic, and like fabric. You know what I mean? It's not expired.
All three go in when you throw it in a landfill. Stay there for 1,000 years.
Yeah, seriously.
Bro.
Like chill.
Legit.
Yeah.
Legit. Nice. All right, let's keep it moving then. Great shit, Lasmeeshma. Good, incredibly incredible. Strong Stem, we're going to go to you. What do you got for incredibly incredible?
I'm going to call this one Orcas Gone Wild.
Woo.
So we're heading over to the Straits of Gibraltar, which for some of you that don't know, connects the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea, right? Big, very, very pimped out area to drive through. And it also separates the continent of Africa, specifically Morocco, from Europe, specifically España, right? Yeah. So those are the two. Now, these orcas, they have been observed attacking fucking boats in the Straits of Gibraltar, specifically like sailboats and smaller vessels, nothing like giant, obviously, right? But these attacks against the boats, they've destroyed multiple boats by destroying the rudder and even sunk 3 boats. Right?
Yes.
This is in the last year. And they've never had these in recorded history until like 2020. This shit started happening, right? So these boats that they're destroying, they find out that one of the guys who was part of one of the boat crews live on it said that 6 orcas came up on him. So 2 giant adults, he said, and 4 large juveniles came up in a coordinated attack. And not only did they destroy his rudder, which on a sailboat, for people that don't know about boating, doesn't have a motor. That's everything. That's how you steer when the wind blows you, right? So now you're incapacitated. There's nothing you can do. You're dead on the water, and wind takes you wherever the fuck you want. Yeah. So they don't have a rudder. He bangs a hole into his hull, and they end up being able to get to shore without having to have the boat sink. Not one of the ones that sank, but eyewitness testimony, right? So of course people are like, why is this happening? Well, one female, they dubbed White Gladys. They think White Gladys was believed to have suffered a critical moment of anger through a traumatic event in which she was either ran over by a boat or had a collision with a boat or something traumatic happened where it flipped a behavioral switch that cognitively turned her entire perspective, right? So she's an elder and she's been doing this. So now they're pretty sure that the young whales that ride in her, I think they call it a pod, The young,
Yeah.
I know it's for dolphins. I don't know if it's for
I
fucking
think
orcas.
you're right.
But anyway, the younger ones in the pod have now not only learned from how she acts, but they're imitating her. So they're
Wow.
cultivating a whole crew that anytime they see a boat, they come in for blood. It went from never having a single attack in recorded history. So they think at this point in the last, since 2020, late 2020, 1 in every 100 boats is not getting like incapacitated or anything, but it's getting banged into, or like some giant meat missile in the sea is banging into my boat through the Straits of Gibraltar, which is a extremely popular destination. You're in the Mediterranean. Like, come on. You know what I mean?
Do the orcas attack the humans once the boat is sunk?
Again, I don't know how many movies you see, but a boat just doesn't go down real quick.
Yeah.
So like he can call Mayday. You're in the Straits.
Yeah.
It's not like you're very far from land. You're not in the middle of the
Yeah.
ocean. They come and get rescued. So no, there have been no attacks on humans.
Okay.
But
So-
these things are going buck wild on the
Nuts.
boats.
Dude, nuts. That's
So-
terrifying. Go ahead, Liam.
I just want to jot this down for the history books. So late 2020 is when White Gladys started the whale revolution.
When she
right?
got whacked by a boat, they think.
Yeah. So she went to all like her whale friends and family, and I imagine in whatever whale language, she just like pointed boat bad, and
Yep.
the rest is history.
Oh my
Dog,
god.
have you ever? And again, people, as funny as it sounds, this is very, very, very believable. Have you ever? Nature is Metal. One of the coolest videos I've ever
Love
seen.
it.
Mhm.
Did you ever see? This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen with the drone, where they had that one walrus that was on a piece of ice, and they have a coordinated attack where 4 giant males, and they were like, the precision and the timing for this to happen, like the intellectual level of these animals is fucking bizarre. They came up and they would all hit their tails and go under the ice, and eventually it broke the ice. The giant chunk that this sea lion or whatever walrus was on broke it down into small pieces, circle back, 4 enormous males, do it again, send this giant wave over the ice chunk and knock the whale up, and then they grab the walrus and then grab it when it falls in the water. These things, the coordinated attacks, the way they spin around sharks and whales and are able to flip them over into that tonic state, and then they eat the livers specifically because it's a nutrient-rich thing. And in the animal kingdom, they know that like the alpha male lion, when they take down a big prey, he walks up, he always takes the liver because it's the most nutrient-packed.
Mhm.
Like it's part of like they get why they're taking the livers, but the coordination of these animals and the precision, you couldn't get me, you, Liam, and your brother to fucking make a wave like perfectly.
Yeah, right?
Board,
Not a chance.
These things do it at fucking 35 miles an hour. They're cruising, and just one flick of the tail
Golly.
create this 10-foot wave. So these things are. I mean, this thing is. You're talking about apex predator. Like there's just nothing like it. It might be the apex predator of the world. Like land anything that goes into water, nothing fucks with an orca. Period.
Dude,
Period.
I'll tell you this. Like there could be 10 of us, and I guarantee we probably couldn't sink a ship. You know, like
Right.
you know.
And how smart are they that they realized that one giant chunk that hangs off the back, because they're specifically hitting the rudders, incapacitate the boat, and
they know what a rudder is. That's
how crazy, unbelievable,
nuts.
yo.
Dude, I imagine I'm after reading this and stuff, I imagine like like whales, if they somehow develop like opposable thumbs, humanity is fucking doomed, you know.
We're fucked.
Big time.
Now to take this to the not serious level that I just went, to go back to retarded students. Now am I picturing in my head some like oil rich fucking Moroccan guy with like 8 hot broads on the boat? They're all belly dancing. And they're like, this is great. We in the Mediterranean. Bang!
Yeah.
Not so quick, Marco. You better get to shore, cuz
fuck
you and your boat.
This all started when some Wolf of Wall Street wannabe was out in a speedboat with some hooas
whacked
White
Gladys.
White Gladys, and now the rest of the world's got to suffer because this fucking jabron. You know,
White
you
Gladys.
fucked up. You fucked with the wrong orca.
We're gonna have to send somebody back in time to take White Gladys out before she started the whale revolution.
I mean, shout out White Gladys, fan of the show, listener of the show.
And I will keep this updated because I'm waiting for White Gladys to take her first body. Gladys is ready.
Oh,
Gladys gonna take somebody down.
Honestly, I feel like Gladys is even smarter now that she hasn't yet. Just because, like, if she was killing people, she would have been done. She would have been done. But she's just messing up some property, right?
Mhm.
You know, like she's just
Little
getting some
headache.
get back. Yeah. She's being a little pain in the ass. Once she starts
Couple
killing
insurance
people,
claims.
yeah. That's all. Not enough to send SEAL Team 6 out there to whack her.
Nope, not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Not till she takes down
Sharks
the,
with fucking lasers.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nuts. Dude, they used to have dolphins that would patrol the Navy boats, right?
Yeah, how
And
crazy was that?
they had a thing where it's like, if you could get past the dolphin, you got to be like a rank of like admiral, right? Like if you were a scuba
There's
guy,
no such thing as getting by them. Yeah.
no one ever got
No.
even close. Didn't even sniff it. Yeah.
Dog, you're trying to play in their backyard where
Yeah.
you've never been. Nah, it's not gonna happen.
Not a chance. Dude, I'll tell you, when I was in when I went to my wedding in Mexico, we did the dolphin gimmick, you know, like where you swim with the dolphins, and they
Did
let
one
you-
come up and try to your wife? That one video, you ever see the one that comes up and tries to like hump the girl, and it's like
No.
fucking the girl's laughing. It's
Yeah.
in like SeaWorld. The
Yeah.
dolphin's straight fucking yo.
Dude,
Mhm.
I will say this. One, these are like, as far as like a species go of a creature, they are absolutely magnificent, right?
I agree.
One, like you see them in the water and you see them move, like their muscle, like we felt them.
The speed, the grace.
Their muscular structure is beyond belief. Also, there was like a hierarchy that was built within just the small little kind
Of
of
course.
pool that we were in, and they knew
Yep.
like if two dolphins
Very
went at
social.
it, right? If two dolphins were like arguing, they were like, everyone out of the fucking pool right now. You know what I mean?
Hell
Like,
yeah.
they were
Yeah.
not messing around. And like, dude, these dolphins, like they went like 0 to 20 miles an hour like that, with like 2 whips of the tail, and they're like unreal creatures.
The only
Unreal.
small thing that I kind of laugh at is like, because of people that go on these vacations and get these trained dolphins,
Yeah.
they think that flipper and dolphins are nice creatures. No, they're
Ooh.
absolute hyenas of the
Yeah.
sea.
Yeah.
So when you see, like, I rented a house in Jersey for the summer a long time ago, but right off the spot, we used to see dolphins every morning, right? Because apparently the water, there was like a cliff right there, right off the beach, like
Yeah.
100 yards. So
Yeah.
fish were there. It was deep depths. They come up to feed, right? So you see
Yeah.
them every fucking day. It was like a known hotspot, right? People would all like gather right there. I saw a group of assholes, and my girl at the time, she was like obsessed with dolphins. She's like crying and shit. She wants to get on a wave or jet ski and go out and like pet them. I'm like, that's not how it goes, right? 10 minutes later, some dude pulls up in a jet ski, and I see the girl like leaning down. She's like, I want you to take me out there and I'll swim with them. I'm like, no, they're gonna nose you to death
and
and then maybe eat you. Like, that's, you watch
Yeah.
too many movies.
Yeah.
Dolphins
Yeah.
are vicious killers.
It's not
dude.
Flipper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
No.
Flipper ain't your fucking friend.
Fuck
bitch.
no.
No. God no. God
Free
damn,
really wanted to
dude.
get freed so he can go fuck up the ocean. He's literally the Grim Reaper. If you're in
Yeah.
the ocean and you see an orca come, it's death.
Yeah.
Or a
Shamu,
dolphin. It's
Shamu
that-
will wreck your
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I want no parts of that.
They'll
Yeah.
fuck you up.
Yeah. So, dude, good shit, guys. Great, incredibly incredible.
Shout out orcas.
Shout out, fucking fans of the show. Shout out White Gladys.
And
Fans of the
shout
show,
out
welcome to the show.
Gladys.
Shout out Gladys. Love her. Let's keep it moving, though. We're going to go to Sports and Speds. Strong Stem, I'm going to keep it with you on Sports and Speds. What do you got for Spoats and Speds?
This one needs no real long lines. This is the greatest sports and speds I've ever seen in my life.
Love it.
I hate fucking golf. I just want to say it. I think it's a touch butt sport where dorks do it, and you don't have to
I
be
don't
an
like it
athlete,
either
and
at
it's
all.
fucking
Yeah,
corny,
same,
right? It's
same.
fucking corny.
Yeah.
With that being said, Dustin Johnson's my new favorite athlete on the planet. Dustin Johnson happens to not only be one of the best golfers on the planet, but happens to be dating old Miss Princess the Great One, as in Wayne Gretzky's daughter, Paulina, who's a
yeah, she's nice.
Oh.
dime, right?
Bro.
Dustin's the bull too. Like
Mhm.
Dustin fucks, right? So they're in an interview. I think this was just the last tournament. I don't know if it was the one of the PGA big ones. At the tournament, a reporter he has a back injury, lower back injury. One of the reporters says to him, "Hey Dustin, what did you do to your lower back?"
Oh, no.
Dustin replies, "I just pulled a muscle in my lower back. Like, I just pulled a muscle." The guy says, "By like swinging a club or picking up a kid?" Dustin replies, yeah. Lifting up a big kid, and smiles and laughs, inferring that by blowing Paulina's back out, he fucked up his back. Now, my thing, I went immediately to, instead of saying that, should he have said, "Yeah, I heard it swinging a club, but not the ones I keep in my bag."
Yeah. He's like,
Dog.
he should have been like, I injured it on a hole in one, if you know.
Did
what I
you
mean.
see my wife? And do you know who her daddy is?
Bro, look at her. God.
No, Paulina is fucking. I hate Wayne Gretzky, dude. I hated him when he played. I hated how good he was. I hated how no one could get a hit on him. I hated how he scored every fucking second. And then he produces the hottest offspring I've ever fucking seen.
Are you looking
She is
at this?
No, I'm jerking off currently. Sorry.
You just hate Gretzky because he was so good and not
so good.
Not
and not
Philly,
a flyer.
like not
and not
fly.
a flyer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because
and he was tiny because guys literally went out to kill him. And he was always able to just like miss the hit. It was insane.
Yeah.
He wasn't a big guy by any means.
No.
And you got a bunch of Canadian whack jobs, missing teeth, slugging beers. You got the guy from what was the fucking show with the guys in New York? With the WWF guy, Matt, the fucking Wingnut. You got Wingnut out there. What the fuck's the name of that documentary? The mob boss.
The Dansbury Trashers.
Yes.
Wingnut.
You got Wingnut out there, and somehow he can never like get in a fight or get a hit on Gretzky for 25 fucking years. No one can like injure him at all. Unbelievable.
I love too that in that documentary, the first person that they signed was Gretzky. It was his brother.
Another guy.
I was like, that's a great move, great publicity move. But no, dude, I'll tell you, wasn't Bobby Clark the same way though?
But nowhere near as prolific as fucking Gretzky. The great one? His reputation feels so stupid, it's not even attainable.
As far as like he didn't fight and let all the other guys fight, like
why would you when you had old Schultze there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. He had protection. But that's back when you had to have a goon squad, which was beautiful. But nice. All right. Dude, shout out Dustin Johnson
with the big Johnson just swinging.
Yeah.
I would have looked at that reporter and been like, you know how I fuck my back up? You see my wife? Yeah. You know.
Yeah. I was getting busy with
the hottest broad on the planet. Jesus.
I was swinging my driver.
Yeah.
Whose dad happens to be literally called 2 words. The Great One. 3 words. I want to go Biden on it.
You know what I mean.
You know what I mean. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yo.
Come on, man.
He's like, they were like, yeah. You know that girl that you jerk off to in your dreams every night? I was hitting that, bub.
Watch this. Come on in, baby.
Oh, bro.
Unbelievable. Shout out Dustin Johnson. Shout out Dustin Johnson.
Yeah. Even a garbage can gets a steak. Love it. Nice. Good shit, Strong Sam. Real good one. Lasmeeshma, what do you got for sports and speds, babe?
I got a good one. So we're going to Florida.
Yeah.
But the Florida percentage just keeps rising every day.
I feel like we average at least 33 and a third % Florida on this show.
That's probably true.
If that's the over-under, I'm going over.
Yeah.
So Florida man Chandler Daniel Simmons faces trespassing charges after repeatedly impersonating an assistant wrestling coach to gain access to the J.P. Taravella High School.
Hell yeah.
He did this 3 times.
Yes.
The first incident, he just walked through the East Gate. You know what I mean? Walked through. It's
Florida.
Hanging out in a high school as an adult. No big deal. So they catch him, ask who he is. And he's like dressed, like looking like Steve, what does an assistant wrestling coach look like?
Sweatpants tucked into the socks, wrestling shoes on, tight t-shirt.
There you go. So then they try to verify him. They're like, dude, get the fuck out of here. So they lock the East Gate. Second incident, he climbs the East Gate.
Solid.
And gets in again. You know what I mean? He's in the school, gets caught again. They're like, bro, get the fuck out of here. You're trespassing. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. This time they didn't even ask. Get out.
Yeah. The third time, he did it like Mission Impossible style.
Hell yeah.
They don't know how he got in. So he just got in. By the time they caught up with him, he was in the weight room for all the athletes. He was in the weight room just getting his pump on.
Yeah.
So the athletic director comes, asks him who he is. He's like, I'm the assistant wrestling coach, dude. What are you talking about? I'm just here trying to work out, So they're like, nah, dude. We know who you are now. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So this time they get his real name and everything. They tell him get out and they run a background check. So this time they do call the police, but he left. So the police run a background check. and discovers Simmons has outstanding warrants and his license is suspended.
Go
And I guess they
figure.
have him on camera driving in and stuff.
Oh
So this
my
guy's
God.
driving to a high school. He's got warrants. He's hopping fences, breaking into the school just to get in the weight room to lift and stuff. But
Yeah.
so they couldn't find him or whatever. Then they finally, you know what I mean? Like they went to his house. He wasn't there.
Of course.
Later he was located and taken into custody. And
Fuck,
you know,
man.
now he's banned from you know,
The wrestling room?
yeah, from JP Taravella High School. Yeah.
Now-
Coral Springs, Florida, dude.
Dude, I mean, there's minors there. Like, he's a fucking idiot.
Here's the thing, Matt. We both know this. The sad truth of the fact is, I would like to know the squad on this high school team. Because if there's a kid like a Brandon Hill, shout out Brandon, on that team, and that fucking wannabe who's never wrestled tries to go in that room, that 17-year-old, 16-year-old boy is about to fuck your day up. He
Yeah.
will fuck your day up real quick, yo.
Speaking of, Brandon did
Lorenzo.
fuck a coach up on our team.
Fuck his whole thing up,
Brandon. Me and Steve, you were a senior.
I was in the training room, and
Yeah.
the freshman came running down, screaming at me that Brandon killed the coach.
Dude, like we used to play this game called Spiders, right?
Yeah.
Where
yeah.
like it was
Super
a stupid game where everyone would like dogpile on a guy and then they would touch him and be like spider. Like it was so fucking dumb. But
Dude,
we
wrestling's
wrestlers
gay.
are so
It's
fucking
gay.
weird, dude.
We were
Wrestlers
just
are the
super-
weirdest people on the planet.
Dude, but it was
Not
so,
as gay as rugby, but we're gay.
But it was fun. It was fun,
That's
right?
actually
It was
true.
funny, right? And then so we did it to Lorenzo, then hog tied him, right? And Hill, I'll tell you this, on the team, when Hill said something, you fucking did it, right? Like there wasn't no arguing, you know what I mean? And so, and I love Brandon. Everybody knows that. We all love Brandon. But Brandon, dude, Brandon was he was 17 at the time, maybe even 16, right? And
Brandon had some anger issues and was a savage.
Brandon was already a fucking savage, and this Lorenzo is like he's hogtied, and he's like, and Brandon was like, and fucking leave him there, right? Left him in the corner, so no one's helping him, right?
Oh, no.
He's hogtied. There's no other coaches there, right? So he's hogtied in the corner, and he's like undoing himself the whole time, screaming like, "Hell, when I get out of here, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass!" Right? Like just the whole time, like, "Fuck you, Hill, I'm gonna fuck you," and he's like untying himself. No one's
While
helping this guy.
Brandon's uncontrollably laughing at him.
Oh, just like just so disrespecting him, right? This guy gets he eventually gets untied, gets up, goes after Brandon. Brandon fucking slams him.
Gets smoked.
Yo, dude, Brandon's like fucking rocking him with forearms and shit. Like Brandon's tuning this guy up till eventually this coach.
When we say this guy's 30 fucking 7 years old at this point, and Brandon's 16.
Yeah. And this guy eventually clamps on the Brandon and bites the shit out of him.
Oh no!
Like bites him so
because Brandon had him so held down and was so humiliating him that this man literally went, in his mind, the only option he had. This is how desperate it was.
Yeah.
The only option in a grown man's mind was, I have to bite this minor.
Yeah,
to save my life.
16-year-old kid.
So what happened after that?
And then Brandon fucking just started. Brandon rained a couple forms on him.
Yes, he did.
Then it got broken up.
I broke it up. That's right when I came up. I see Brandon destroying him.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, stop. I'm the captain of the team. I'm like, stop. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And Lorenzo wasn't a big guy. So I'm like, Lorenzo, chill. Brandon's like, let him go. I'll handle it. I'm like, Brandon, stop.
Yeah.
I got to stop. The next
Brandon,
day,
you already handled it, buddy.
Next day, before we even get to practice, we already see all the detective cars out front, right? So we call a team meeting. I'm the captain. This is my team, right? I call a meeting. I'm like, look, everyone knows what happened. Shut the fuck up. You didn't see nothing. You didn't know nothing. Just shut the fuck up. And we went in there and our season continued because they were ready to cancel that fucking season.
I imagine they were.
If I remember correctly, I believe Brandon saying, if anyone says something, I'm going to fucking kill him. Right?
You're dead.
Yeah, I think distinctly remember Brandon saying that.
That'd be all I needed to hear.
That was all everyone needed to hear because no one saw anything. You know,
like, nope, not gonna be me, man.
He's the second best kid on the team. He's the second best kid on the team. We need this kid. Like, everyone, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
and tell him that he did nothing. Like he attacked him.
Also agreed. Also, Brandon was defending himself. So
100%. Guy's a grown man.
If anything, this dipshit shouldn't have said, like, the coach shouldn't have told anybody because it makes him look even worse.
Yeah.
You know, he was
Way worse. You're like,
too.
I'm like, hold on, officer. You want me to tell you the real story? This 38-year-old man tried to beat up this 16-year-old and instead got
his ass
fucking annihilated in front of 35 minors.
Yeah. He was, I mean, whatever. I don't want to harp on him.
Yeah, me neither.
I didn't get along with him.
Me
Either way, fucking, so, yeah, if this coach is anything like that,
this coach is lucky there wasn't a Brandon Hill at at the gym.
For real, man. Shit. Good job, Lasmeeshma. Good shit, baby. Nice. All right. Well, we are coming towards the top O time. Great shit tonight, guys. Really good stuff. Really nice, smooth, clean episode. Really loved it. Really good. Before we get out of here, Lasmeeshma, what do you got before we get the out of here?
Dude, if you're gonna break into a school, get on the computer and check your warrants and your license and shit, dude. What the fuck? All these guys on all these stories, we always look up all these stories and everything. And what do they all always say? Fucking guy had a warrant. Guy was suspended. Guy was this. It's fucking crazy, man.
And
people are such
in Florida
idiots.
are crazy.
Yeah, listen, you do enough drugs, you forget a little the details. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, what if he was like, look, I'm just trying to sell coke to these minors, man. Just fucking leave me alone. I'm just here to sell coke in this school, right? Like,
turn around.
Yeah. So, all right, nice. Strong Sam, what do you got before we get out of here?
Listen, we don't have a giant budget. If we do, I did see Matt driving around in a new Bentley, but we don't have a big budget here. So he did throw me a little bit of gear. So shout out the best pizza place in the fucking world, Tony's Pizza, because I wore the stupid Working Perspectives t-shirt in there. And Josephine happened to say, listener of the show, fan of the show, she laughed and said, I love watching, love listening. And then her sister Maria told me I look like a fucking rat. I need to cut my hair. So whatever. Shout out Josephine and maybe not Maria, but shout out Tony's Pizza for fan of the show, listener of the show, best pizza in fucking the world.
Listener of the show. Love it. Nice.
And I don't look like a rat. Don't say that.
No, you definitely don't, dude. She's hitting on you.
I might look like a rat.
No.
I don't know.
No. You look like a stud, is what you look like. Dude, I'm going to fucking Tony's tomorrow now. Now I'm fucking hyped.
Boy.
I'm going to go in there with some merch.
Bring cash. Pussy, cash only. We old school Italians.
Yeah.
This Sicilian shit. Bring cash. I don't want to see your corny credit card.
I'm going to go in there with some merch and see what.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So nice. All right. Well, speaking of merch, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Strong Stem Steve Cabot and Lasmeeshma Liam Reese. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok. The Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workrespects@gmail.com. And please like, subscribe so we keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend and a happy Memorial Day.
America.
Right. America. See you later. Thanks. Bye.
Hey.